Have you ever wondered what ghosts of the past haunt America's highways? The truck we will be talking about vanished decades ago, almost without a trace. Today, we uncover the story behind the disappearance of this iconic vehicle. Welcome back, everyone. If trucks are your jam, then you're in the right spot. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any information about the trucks and the trucking industry. As the early 20th century dawned, America was on the cusp of a transformative era. The country's roads were alive with the rumble of new vehicles, each symbolizing the nation's burgeoning love affair with automotive technology. Amidst this mechanical renaissance, the economy was roaring with industrial vigor, fueled by relentless innovations and an expanding network of highways designed to support an increasing demand for transportation. As the 1930s approached, the landscape of American logistics faced a pivotal change. Urban centers were expanding rapidly, creating a maze of narrow streets and tight alleyways. The traditional longnose trucks struggled in these cramped conditions, often causing bottlenecks and inefficiencies. In response to these challenges, and spurred by strict regulations limiting the total length of truck and trailer combinations to 65 feet, a groundbreaking solution emerged: the cabover truck. Born out of necessity, the cabover truck featured a revolutionary design with the engine placed under the cab, rather than in front of it. This configuration allowed for a shorter overall vehicle length without compromising the size of the cargo area. The space saved by eliminating the protruding nose was instead utilized to enhance the trailer's capacity, thereby maximizing the efficiency of goods transportation across the increasingly urbanized landscapes. By the time the 1970s rolled around, the scene on America's highways had dramatically transformed. The once dominant traditional trucks were now overshadowed by the distinct silhouette of the cabover, which had become the king of the road. These trucks were not just vehicles, they were moving monuments of industrial efficiency. Their design was a masterful response to the strict length regulations, and manufacturers had innovated relentlessly to refine this concept. By positioning the cab directly above the engine, they managed to not only meet regulatory demands, but also preserve and in some cases even enhance the vehicle's hauling capabilities. The design of the cabovers was indeed a game changer. With the driver perched above the engine, closer to the road, visibility was significantly improved. This was a critical advantage in navigating the congested streets of major cities like New York, Chicago, and San Francisco. The enhanced sightlines allowed drivers to maneuver with greater precision, a vital feature in urban settings where every inch of space was valuable. Moreover, the ability to navigate through narrow and crowded streets with ease made cabovers particularly well-suited for deliveries in dense urban environments where traditional trucks could not effectively reach. The dominance of cabovers during this period was not merely a result of regulatory adaptation, but also an embodiment of urban efficiency. These trucks became a common sight at bustling loading docks, deftly navigating through tight spaces that would have been inaccessible to other models. Their presence marked a significant shift in how goods were transported within city limits, aligning perfectly with the needs of America's growing metropolitan hubs. As the 1980s approached, the dynamics of the trucking industry underwent significant changes. Regulatory shifts refocused the restrictions from the total length of the truck-trailer combination to just the trailer itself. This pivotal change opened new avenues for truck design, fundamentally altering the landscape of American road freight. The sprawling American highways, which connected the vast and diverse landscapes of the country, demanded a new breed of trucks. Priorities had shifted. Where once the primary concerns were about maximizing cargo space within stringent regulatory limits, now the focus turned to driver comfort, safety, and the endurance required for long-haul journeys. In this new era, the traditional attributes of the cabover trucks, specifically their compactness and efficiency, began to be seen as less advantageous. Known for their cramped quarters and the physical strain they imposed on drivers, cabovers slowly started to lose their appeal. drivers often complained about the harsh ride quality of cabovers. Due to the cab's placement directly above the front axle and the engine, every bump and vibration on the road was transmitted directly into the driver's seat, making long journeys particularly grueling. Additionally, the proximity of the driver to the engine meant increased noise levels, which contributed to fatigue and a less pleasant driving experience overall. As the decade progressed, the introduction of more advanced, more comfortable conventional trucks marked a definitive turn in the fortunes of cabovers in America. These new models were a stark contrast to their predecessors. They featured spacious cabs with ergonomic designs that prioritized driver comfort, including better seating, doors, improved air conditioning systems, and enhanced noise insulation. The rides were smoother thanks to advances in suspension technology and overall vehicle design that placed the engine in front of the driver, creating a buffer against road vibrations. These changes weren't merely technological improvements. They mirrored a broader cultural transformation within the trucking industry and society at large. There was a growing demand for vehicles that not only performed well, but also provided a level of comfort and luxury previously unseen in commercial transport. This shift was part of a larger societal trend towards more livable vehicles, reflecting an era where the well-being and satisfaction of the driver became key factors in vehicle design. This cultural shift significantly impacted the perception and viability of cabovers. The once popular truck design, ideal for its maneuverability and efficiency in urban environments, was now viewed as outdated and unsuitable for the evolving demands of the highway and the health of the long-haul trucker. Fleet owners and trucking companies began to favor the newer conventional models, which promised lower turnover rates among drivers and reduced maintenance costs, despite their larger size and reduced maneuverability in tight spaces. As a result, by the late 1980s, the production of cabover trucks had dwindled significantly. Manufacturers shifted their focus to developing and refining conventional trucks that aligned with the industry's new priorities. This marked the beginning of the end for the cabover truck in America, a poignant chapter in the history of transportation that highlighted the constant evolution of technology and cultural values in shaping industrial and economic landscapes. Despite their practical disappearance from modern roads, the legacy of cabovers persists. They hold a special place in the heart of trucking enthusiasts and historians, symbolizing a bygone era of American ingenuity and grit. Each year, vintage truck shows across the country feature beautifully restored cabovers, drawing crowds eager to witness these icons of the past. While cabover trucks gradually diminished in popularity in the United States by the late 20th century due to changes in regulatory and cultural landscapes, they have maintained a significant presence in other parts of the world, particularly in Europe, Asia, and Australia. The continued popularity of cabovers outside of North America can largely be attributed to different regulatory frameworks, urban infrastructure, and specific commercial needs that favor the unique attributes of these vehicles. In Europe, the design and utility of cabover trucks are strongly influenced by stringent regulations on vehicle lengths and urban planning, which prioritize space-saving measures. European roads and cities are generally older and narrower than those in the US, which makes the compact and maneuverable design of cabovers ideal. The cabover engine design allows for a shorter overall vehicle length while maximizing cargo space, a critical advantage in countries where road space is limited and fuel efficiency is prioritized. Moreover, European regulations often restrict the overall length of trucks more strictly than in the US, further cementing the necessity for the cabover configuration. In many Asian countries, cabover trucks are favored for similar reasons as in Europe. The dense urban centers and bustling streets of cities across Asia necessitate vehicles that can navigate tight spaces effectively. Countries like Japan have long favored cabover designs due to their maneuverability and efficiency in urban environments. In addition, the high cost of land and fuel in many parts of Asia makes the space-saving and fuel-efficient nature of cabovers particularly attractive. These trucks are commonly used for a range of applications, from light commercial deliveries in crowded cities to heavy freight movement across the region. Australia presents a unique case where both cabover and conventional longnose trucks are popular. The decision between the two often comes down to specific uses and geographic considerations. Cabovers are particularly prevalent in urban areas for their maneuverability and efficiency. However, the vast distances between cities and the need for heavy hauling across rugged terrain often make conventional trucks more suitable for long-haul routes across the country. The choice is also influenced by Australian regulations, which, like those in Europe, can be strict about overall vehicle lengths. Thank you for joining us on this nostalgic ride. If you loved learning about cabovers and want to keep exploring the lost giants of the road with us, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your thoughts or memories of cabovers. Until next time, keep on trucking.